This is my flatbed trailer project that I've been working on. It was a old late 60s travel trailer. When I got a hold of it, the structure had already been taken off, but got the frame for $100. It had no tongue welded on it, no rear cross member, came with both axles, electric brakes on the front axles and surge brakes on the rear axles. So we're gonna go a little bit over what I've done to it so far. First thing I did was pull the axles off. They're 3,500 pounds square 4-inch drop axles. Rebuilt the hubs and did corrosion prevention on the whole axle all the way across it, because when I bought it, it was in Oceanside, California, right up next to the ocean, so got a lot of sea spray and had a lot of rust on it, just like the rest of the frame here. I'm going to corrosion prevent the rest of this with Seal and try and get that corrosion to stop, and then I'll prime it and paint the whole thing black. The next thing I did was come up here to the front. I bought this 4-inch by 5.4 pound channel, matches the rest of the frame, and butt welded it here and on the other side, and then welded a 2 5/16 A-frame coupler to the front from Kurt. I got that on Amazon.com. I'll be grinding down the weld here on the outside to put a plate on, and so I get a nice overlapping weld there. It'll be plated to add the strength, because I just don't think the butt weld's going to hold up with 7,000 pounds, which is what this trailer will be rated for when it's all done. Also here on the front, I took a 5-foot section of the 4-inch channel and squared the front ends and welded this on as a support. The front headache rack on this trailer is going to be either 12 or 14 inches, I haven't decided yet. And this is just going to add a lot more structural durability and strength to this front end here and keep it from twisting, hopefully, as it's going down the road, because being an old travel trailer frame, it was meant to have a structure on top of it to make it more rigid. Now that it doesn't have that, it had a lot of flex in it, so I'm hoping this will keep it a lot more rigid going down the road. Moving back here to the back, I did a rear cross member, also what I would consider a bumper on this trailer. I did it specifically with the channel facing out so that it was a flat butt weld to the frame here. There was a bit of a gap once I squared it on the passenger side there, but I was able to fill that okay. And well, the reason I did that is because I'm going to buy lights specifically that will fit inside this channel, give it a little bit more of a clean production look, as well as protect the 3 lights, because this trailer is going to be over 80 inches when it's completely finished with fenders and everything. I'm going to have to run the 3 marker lights in the middle, and I want those to be protected and not be able to break if I or whoever I sell this trailer to accidentally backs it in, like if I back it into my garage too far and hit something, or if the person who buys it backs into something. I want those lights specifically to be protected. So going over what I have left to do to this trailer, I have some additional 4 by 5.4 channel that I'm going to be welding in here and there over the axles. Most of the weight on a trailer you want centered over the axles, maybe slightly forward. So I want that to be a strong portion. Not only that, but the cross members here that are already in place in the front and towards the rear have about an 18-inch spacing. I'd like to keep that symmetrical and keep an 18-inch cross member here and there as well. Once those are welded in, I'll be able to put a full deck on it, put a headache rack on the front, and possibly side rails. I haven't decided yet. And then I'm going to put some fenders, some good solid fenders over the tires. You can see here that anytime you're dealing with somebody else's work, especially production work like this, where it was just cranked out of an assembly line in the mid-century, it's not going to be that great. A lot of this was done with a stick welder, and they just butt weld it together knowing that a structure is going to be going on top and holding this pretty rigid. So this butt weld here makes me a little nervous. That and the fact that it's got kind of a taper and a slope to it. It's not exactly straight. So I'm going to try and straighten this out as much as possible before I put the deck on. And I'm also going to take some 1/4 inch flat iron and I'm going to plate this as well on the other side in the same position. There's another weld just like this. I'm going to plate those just because they make me a little nervous. I don't want that to break once it comes under load, especially some of the heavier loads that'll probably be getting put onto this trailer. Now it's pretty obvious that I'm no master welder here, but I am pretty happy with the way that my welds came out on this trailer. Because this 5.4 pound channel is pretty thick here at the corners, I beveled this slightly on this side and then did a fillet weld right here, and it came out pretty nice. My welder was at about 5 on the wire speed, and then for the heat control it only has 2 settings. It's got sheet metal and thin plate. It's rated up to a 1/4 inch, and so I was pretty confident that it was going to be able to do this welding, and turns out that I was right. Got a nice strong even weld here, and I'm pretty excited about that. So the welder that I'm using for this project is this Forney Easy Weld Flux Core wire welder. It's a 110, rated up to, like I said before, it's rated up to a 1/4 inch thickness, and it'll run 2 pound or 10 pound wire spools. I'm pretty happy with it so far. This is my first project that I'm using it on, and I've got it sitting on top of a Craftsman tool cart that I basically put all of my fabricating tools into, and I'm just using it as a makeshift welding cart. Pretty happy with the setup so far. It's doing good, doing everything that I need it to, and I'm really excited to see what kind of projects that I can get cranking out of this thing in the future. Overall, I'm really happy with where the project is at so far. I did most of the work that I showed you in this video in about 1 day, and so 1 day for me here at home of solid uninterrupted work, I can get about 6 hours done on a weekend. I do have a family, so I can't stay out here all day. So yeah, it's not moving along at lightning speed, but it's not creeping along either. I'll be pretty excited. Like I said, I got the frame for about $100. I think with everything that I've got into it, the materials, the hitch, the new seals for the hubs and everything, I think total right now I'm into this trailer for about $350. Not too bad considering when I get done it'll be a nice solid 5x12, hair under 12. I think it'll be about 11.6 in length trailer with a 7,000 pound rating. May end up selling this one and building another one just to keep projects flowing, or I may end up keeping this one to haul my next project. But stay tuned, and I will do another follow-up video on how this thing all turns out once I get the frame painted and the deck on and fenders and everything on. Thanks for watching.